What is up, you guys? It is Bo here. Today, I just wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about bankruptcy. For those of you that don't know, I am half owner of Humboldt Marketing, owner of Humboldt Handwash. I've been a small-time entrepreneur here in Humboldt for God, am I almost 40? 20 years. Recently, I shut down my car wash and detail shop, Humboldt Handwash, located up here in McKinleyville, and I just wanted to talk about it. First off, people of Humboldt, you're awesome. Our business, we were busy. We had customer support. We had car washes and details every week. Our problem was financial. Our rent was really high, and it was constantly hard to keep up with payroll, rent, insurance. You guys know the deal. It's not that the business wasn't making money. It's that when the business went on slow seasons, we ate through our savings, and then we would recover and we'd just be hemorrhaging money, catching up. But then there'd be another slow season. And there was just this constant kind of like 1 foot on the gas, 1 foot on the brake feeling. So that's what happened with the car wash. We are going to do it again. What I would say to any prospective business owners out there is if you're going to start a business, buy your real estate first. If you can. You have to start businesses small, and that can be a hang up. So that's life. Let's talk about bankruptcy proceedings and stuff. So going into bankruptcy, just being completely transparent, I didn't want to do it. I wanted to keep the fight going. But when it really came down to it, mental health, losing sleep over the business, running out of money, not wanting to put my employee Raquel in a position where she was going behind on her bills. It was a really hard decision. And I'm really thankful that my wife was here to walk me through it. So credit where credit's due. But we reached out to a local bankruptcy lawyer, Yerpa Law over in Eureka, California. Highly recommend them. Awesome team. And essentially, we filed bankruptcy. I'm not really good at the chapters. There's only 2, but we got to write off our debt because it was mostly business. We had business loans, to start the business, to get the real estate. And then we also used that loan to buy equipment and chemicals and other things just to scale up to a detail shop's level. We had those loans. We also had some loans for payroll. We had some loans. What did we get? It was just payroll. So yeah. But these loans, we had one with the AEDC, who now go by another name. And yeah, would recommend them again. It is what it is. It's a loan if you're a small business and you don't have a lot of money or capital or lines of credit. So yeah, we had some loans for the business. Through working with a lawyer, we were able to start the bankruptcy proceedings. And there was a lot of paperwork that we had to get. We had to file a lot of bank statements. Part of the bankruptcy problem was that we also had to let the lender repo the equipment. So that was part of life. But now, we're getting ready for bankruptcy, and our lawyer is like, hey, don't do your Zoom bankruptcy court from your yacht. And we're like, what are you talking about? We don't have a yacht. So we get to the day of the bankruptcy Zoom meeting, and for us, we're just here at home, we're over there in the kitchen. We're just doing the normal thing. I'm, usually dressed like this. If you guys know me in the community, I'm pretty humble, and I don't know. So we're in this waiting room. It's just me and Mackenzie and our lawyer. We don't see anybody else. But then the actual court proceedings start. and they let you, watch the other proceedings. A few funny cases stood out. One guy, jumps on the Zoom call, huge gold chains. In his ears, he had like earrings. He had like jewelry on, like diamond earrings on. And the judge immediately was like, do you have any assets you want to claim? And part of the bankruptcy proceeding is the judge goes over all your statements. And in your statements, you let the court know how much you have in assets, if you have anything of value, like jewelry or, a yacht or a Ferrari. And, this guy's like, no, I don't have anything. And the judge just is like, we're going to have a private Zoom meeting when we're done. And, so they go off screen. A few other people come and go, and it was nothing exciting. Then this one guy comes up, and he was older, and he was a lot like us. He had a business that he was shutting down. And, the judge starts interrogating him about his finances. And I say interrogating, but she was very nice. And it wasn't a judge. It was like a probation or a probate. I'm going to circle back on this. It's a judge that handles your assets while you're in bankruptcy. And if you come across any money, if you win the lottery, you have to let this person know. We'll circle back. So she's going over this one guy's assets, and she's like, so you're shutting down your business. Let's talk about your, 6-ton truck with the telescope rig. And he goes, I sold that and I gave the proceeds to the, lender, and the judge is going through all this, and she's like, oh, good. Everything makes sense. It sounds like things are about to wrap up. And then she goes, let's talk about your income. What are you doing for income? And he goes, oh, I just accepted a job yesterday. And the judge is just like, oh, congratulations. How much are you going to be making? And the judge isn't looking. She's like looking down. She's like getting her paperwork in order. And he goes, $66 an hour. I'm going to be I think he said crane operator. And the judge just stops. And she stares at the Zoom call. And she goes, we're going to have a private meeting after this. I felt so bad because, the guy had been trying to do everything right. He wasn't hiding assets. It sounds like he was working with his lender. He was paying as much as he could. But getting that job was definitely going to interfere with his bankruptcy. Our particular situation, I now do financial aid. I'm a financial aid specialist. I'm in academia. I don't make a ton of money. So we were able to write off our debt, and that's the end of Humboldt Handwash. Humboldt Marketing is still co-owned by, technically, half of it is still owned by my partner Key, who had some health issues, and we never picked it back up. We also hit a little bit of a slow season. So, if you need help consulting, hit me up. I'll help you with your business woes or issues, or just we'll have a business therapy session, whatever needs to happen. Let me know. I'm here in Humboldt. I've had businesses. I've helped other businesses. I want to keep helping. Bankruptcy happens. There's a lot of things that have been hard about being a business owner. And it's been really hard being a business owner in a small community, because there's lots of slow seasons. There's lots of issues getting financing, getting extra money. Easy solutions for marketing, for guerrilla marketing and things like that are more complicated here in Humboldt. Just to give you guys more examples, just kind of the woes of a business owner. And I know no one wants to hear the woes of a business owner. Kind of like complaining from the top. But, there were times where we really wanted to be part of the Chamber of Commerce here locally. Every time we had $100 saved up, we found a way to spend it. Every single time. Now, in our personal life, we would have money to go out to eat. Our son never went starving. But that $100 coming from the business would have taken away from something at the business. There was a day, for those of you that don't know, I rescue animals, I foster animals, not long term, but I foster mainly troublemakers. Our most recent foster, Junebug, wherever she is, she was at the shop with me one day and she ate the hose. Like, she chewed up a good 15 feet of the hose and disconnected it, and it was not salvageable. We did not have the money to fix that hose. So I had to pull a car really close to the hose area and make it work. And that's what you do as a small business owner. That's what you do as a small business owner in a small town. You struggle, you grind. That's normal. Now, at the same time, like I say, no one wants to hear struggles of business owners, because at the same time, there's loans. There's always money coming in. But, I just wanted to let Humboldt know it's hard. It's hard. We do our best. There's a lot of people that want a lot of services, but the population base isn't large enough to make for a really safe environment for businesses. And then businesses wind up in these positions where they're going, man, I need to raise prices to have savings to get through hard times. And for 1 year at our business, we lowered prices. We did the opposite just to see if it would work. It's fun. If you want to be a business owner in Humboldt County, please pursue it. The county needs you. Everyone has ideas. Everyone thinks they can do it better. Go do it. Put your money up front. Do it. The community will support you. People call me. People text me for consulting. People still call me for details and car washes. I don't want this to be you can't do it, because Humboldt can't do it. Humboldt can do it. You can do it with the right support, with the right community. Anything's possible. But yeah, that's just my bankruptcy story. Humboldt, I'm going to be doing more and more stuff about Humboldt. I know I'm kind of like a recluse and well known in the community for not being super outgoing. But I want to work on that. I really do want to be a better part of the community, especially given that I'm like an entrepreneur and stuff. So